Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Alongside Greg Anthony, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter, the Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And tonight, we'll be joined by the man with his finger on the pulse of the NBA, no one better than Shams Charania. Shams, it is so great to have you courtside with us.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much. Talking basketball is what and honestly, we were born to do, so let's do it.
And look at the guys by our side, man. We all love this game. Let's go right into it. And the upcoming schedule for Brooklyn. On Wednesday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Memphis and going up against the Grizzlies. Then on Friday, the Chicago Bulls come into town, tipping off a homestand for them.
And for their matchup with Detroit, it's going to be their 7th outing on the year. You feel the team will continue to round into form.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. Before in the 5, it's Gordon and Jokic. And it's Porter in at the small forward. And looking at the Nets, the guard pair, Schroeder and Thomas. Johnson is out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Claxton in at center. Tip-off goes to Brooklyn. Schroeder against Murray. Johnson with a screen on Murray. Here's Schroeder. And Brown pulls it down. Hey, Shams, the Denver Nuggets, of course, the winners back in 2023 of the NBA title, couldn't go back-to-back last year. Is their window, in your opinion, still as open as it seemed to be?
100%. Let's remember, Nikola Jokic is still in his 20s. They still have Jamal Murray. And as long as that 3-time MVP is healthy, the Nuggets front office has one thing on their minds, and it's a championship. And their biggest problem is that the rest of the West has gotten much better over the years. But if this team is healthy, as long as they keep building the right way around their two best players in Murray and Jokic, they can continue to compete for championships.
And I love what you say about the West. Top to bottom, so strong, so deep, so competitive. Now, here's Schroeder, following the miss by Aaron Gordon. We're about 1 minute into the first. Here's Thomas. Last game we saw him score 32. It's good. Thomas got the opening basket of the game for Brooklyn. And the league continuing, Shams, to tweak the rules around replay review. But would you set a time limit to maybe tweak it a little bit?
Have to, right? Especially some of these games and the way they're ending. It's something to try. If you can't find a cause to really overturn in a minute or two, let's keep this game moving. I think we all love a free-flowing game.
I agree. And here is Murray after the three-pointer from Dennis Schroeder. Denver passing it around. Jokic with the bucket.
He's so skilled on the interior. Jokic plays with so much force and leverage down low.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Had a chance to talk with head coach Jordi Fernandez. I asked him what's the hardest thing about facing Nikola Jokic. He said the way he controls the game at the offensive end. He keeps everyone involved. He's a great scorer, and you have to keep him off the offensive glass. It's a tall order, all of it. Guys?
Okay, David, much appreciated. All right, Shams, I know you can't reveal all your secrets, but how do you develop relationships with your sources, the players, the agents, the GMs, the scouts all over the NBA?
It comes year after year. This has been something I've been doing for the better course of the last 15 years. So for me, it's about relationships, it's about daily communication, and making sure that I keep the trust, I keep the faith, and I keep a level of respect with everyone that I come across. Relationships are the name of the game, especially in the NBA.
Well, that's what I've heard about you. They trust you. So if they're going to confide, they know they can trust you. I would think that would be maybe the core of how you operate.
Trust and faith, and that develops early, not taking shortcuts. I'm very much for the long game.
Outstanding. The Nets making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. Denver also making some changes. Aiden Watson comes in for Michael Porter. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Christian Brown.
And that pass-first nature of Simmons, outstanding at understanding when his teammates are open.
And the basket by Gordon.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Now here's Schroeder. Playing Milwaukee, he was nearly unstoppable. Thomas with the ball. Watson's there. Thomas, no luck.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Westbrook, no good. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And it's Schroeder in the corner. Now Johnson. Last game he had 13. To the paint. Here's Thomas. Another shot. And that's 2 points on the layup.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
It's Thomas outside. That one doesn't drop. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Nuggets lead by 1. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Yeah, and that's helped them get the lead. But we'll have to see if they can sustain this offensive output.
Hey, Shams, we know you've reported on so many big trades that did happen. Were there ever a few that were close to happening but may have fallen apart at the 11th hour?
I always wait until things are 100% confirmed, but listen, there's always a trade or two that's viewed as done but just does not happen, whether it sours, whether something falls apart. There's always one deal or two that falls apart at the trade deadline or in the offseason. But I try to wait as best I can and make sure that when I report, it is confirmed.
Outstanding. Ben Simmons is out there with Shake Milton. Then it's Williams. Then there's Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Clowney in at the 5. That's the next 5 as we get into the second quarter. To the middle. Here's Clowney. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Now here's Porter. No scoring in this one. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Another miss by Westbrook. And Milton's got the ball here for the Brooklyn Nets. All the latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting Shams what teams above the cap can do. How does that new rule affect teams?
Decision makers tell me that they're very much keeping an eye on the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give to players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes and less of a chance of super teams and just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do, to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, or all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax. It's a whole nother animal now to have the second apron. And that, certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum. And we're seeing that happen to at least one or two teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every calendar year.
It is just fascinating. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, it's a cliche. That's the best way to have a real team. We talk about family a lot in our locker room. Families don't always get along, but they have to communicate. All the guys that are willing to speak up, that's invaluable. Kevin?
You can't put a price on it, David. Thank you. And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. And what a treat it was to have Shams stop by. He's definitely become part of the fabric of the NBA.
Yeah, and I'll say this. You won't meet a harder worker in terms of NBA coverage. Shams has amazing dedication to his craft.
Here's Simmons following the score by Jamal Murray. And Claxton throws it down.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. And here's Westbrook from the arc. It's good from long range. Westbrook's got the lead up to 4 now for the Nuggets.
And this is big. I mean, when Westbrook is connecting from deep, it just opens everything else up for his offense.
Up top, Claxton, Jokic defending. And here is Simmons, back to Claxton, and out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. Murray surveying the D. Fires the 3. Wow! Huge buzzer beater!
I did not think he was going to get that off in time.
He released it just in the nick of time. What a shot.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot, guys. With Mike Malone, as the second half approaches, Coach, what are you looking for?
Execution, pace and purpose with everything that we do, and making sure that when we call a set, we know what we're trying to accomplish and get the ball to where our players can be effective.
We'll see if they can fix that in the second half. Thanks, Coach. Back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It is a wonderful night for basketball and a wonderful time to get a quick, wonderful rundown of how the wonderful West looks early on in this wonderful season. Is that too many wonderfuls?
No, you're wonderful.
And something out of left field for you guys.
Ernie, left field, this is not baseball. This is a basketball show.
So it's like from the backcourt, maybe like from the corner?
Okay, let me do this over, okay?
Yeah, because I'm kind of lost.
From the opposite end. Oh, wait, we ran out of time for the segment. Can't even ask the question now.
See,
Too bad. And let's dig into the first half now. Things looking pretty good for the Nuggets.
You hear that?
Yeah?
That's the sound of the offense. They were absolutely humming.
Kenny, don't ever do that again. Any kind of humming, singing, or harmonizing. You leave that to the real artists, okay? What did you say?
That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
Second half is underway. Here's who Michael Malone's got on the floor. Sharing the wing spots, it'll be Brown and Porter Jr. Before in the 5, it's Gordon and Jokic. And it's Murray in at the point. What's great about Jokic, GA, is he can put up MVP numbers, and he's got a little personality to him, doesn't he?
He does. You can tell he just loves life. He loves everything he does, especially when he's on the floor, making his teammates better.
That's good from Schroeder. And, Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. Since moving back to Brooklyn in 2012, the Nets, Greg, have won just 2 playoff series.
Just think about the all-stars they've had. KG, Pierce, Durant, Kyrie, Harden. I could name more. The Nets just haven't been able to put it together.
Now, here's Johnson. Following the miss by Jamal Murray. Unloads from 13. And it's Denver with the rebound.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Porter kicks to Gordon. Offline with his 3. Nets trail by 8. Now here's Schroeder. Banked in off the glass. Schroeder's got 9.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Michael Porter Jr. was the #1 ranked player in high school, but a back injury changed things. He said, my potential may look different now, but as long as I can truly say with what I had, I gave it my all, that's all that success should be defined by. Kevin, he grounds himself in gratitude and the work he's put in.
Thanks, D.A. He is a worker and living the dream. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. The Nets working the ball around now. Bounce pass, Thomas. Let's go. It's hauled in by Michael Porter. The Nuggets leading by 9. And it's Jokic in the corner. Outside Porter. Back to Jokic. Jokic just takes what he wants inside. Amazing.
Well, Jokic is a smooth operator in tight. He won't waste many of those chances.
Finney-Smith passes to Schroeder. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Denver's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Porter kicks to Gordon. Pass to Brown. No good from outside. Nets trail by 11. Now Finney-Smith. The 3 from Thomas. And the Nets miss again.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Bucket is good. Porter's got the lead up to 13 now for the Nuggets.
And making it look easy. Even with aggressive coverage, Porter Jr. finds a way to score. Johnson outside. Pass to Finney-Smith. Shot to stop the run. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Jokic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Porter. Good work defensively by Johnson. And here's Thomas, who brings it up for the Nets. Shooter passes to Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now here's Murray. 13 points in the game. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. And it's Gordon missing. Nets trail by 11. Inside. Here's Finney-Smith.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Jokic. For Brooklyn, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Nuggets making a change here. Eight seconds left to play in the third. Westbrook with it. It'll count. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the Denver Nuggets ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be right back after this. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Williams is out there with Trendon Watford. Then it's Shake Milton. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Clowney in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the Nets 5. Watson. Astonagi outside Westbrook. Trains the three-pointer.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
And so it's Brooklyn with it, following Russell Westbrook's 3. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. Murray finds Westbrook. Back to Murray. Shoots the 3. Brooklyn with the rebound.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. And we have a timeout called by Michael Malone. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle them up right away. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And then for Denver, Jokic, he's checked in for Najee. Aaron Gordon comes in for Peyton Watson. And Porter subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks very much. During that last break, I got a chance to hear what Michael Malone said to his team. Now, his perspective was to play like we're behind. He said, that's the energy we need right now. We haven't won anything yet. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. Here's Thomas. Michael Porter making his last shot. Shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Thomas. For Denver, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Pass to Murray. Denver passing it around. Here's Jokic. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And it's 9 points for Jokic. You coached Stan at various levels for 30 years. How has the transition been to the broadcasting business?
Well, Kevin, it's been great because of people like you and because I'm undefeated.
Right. But you miss the aftermath when there's at least a score sheet. There's a scorecard that says win or loss.
I do miss that. There's no question. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie of building toward a result. But I've started to get some of that in broadcasting as I've gotten to know my partners better.
Well, it's great being your partner.
Likewise.
Now Thomas following the three-point attempt by Jamal Murray. Porter against Johnson. Porter kicks to Gordon. That one falls. Gordon's got the lead up to 14 now for the Nuggets.
Okay, Aaron Gordon. He's certainly been working on some dribble moves.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Nuggets.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance, it was a big-time outing for Jamal Murray.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
Here's Johnson. Porter pulls it in. Gordon inside. Johnson on him.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
Yeah, and winning games on the road is huge, especially when you get them in such a convincing fashion.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. Here's Gordon. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
A strong forward. Gordon can overpower defenders.
Gordon no good on the free throw. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Aaron, big night offensively. What is clicking for everyone right now?
We're just moving the ball. We're moving the ball. And that's a big part of our offense, making sure the ball doesn't stick and then people making shots.
It was really flowing tonight, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
Thanks so much, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for being with us tonight on 2K Sports. And now we present the player of the game, Jamal Murray.